From Tobacco Republic in Loomis, California, the Loomis Cigar Cartel presents Beyond the Humidor, a cigar podcast for the rest of us. Hey everybody, welcome back. Scott Robinson with you here on Beyond the Humidor. I'm the Manny of the Manny, Mo, and Jack of cigar smoking and podcast here. You guys guess who, what is it, Mo and Jack are here. So,
how you doing, everybody?
Or rather, the Three Stooges. I think we figured it out. I'm Mo, Larry's Larry, and Shemp.
Yeah. Thanks.
Ba-dum-bum.
Hey, Larry, how you doing today?
I am great this morning. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Fantastic.
So, hey, in case you all didn't know, they got a new guy in the chair over there. So,
Where?
Right there. So this is our good friend. He is affectionately known at Tobacco Republic as the Cigar Whisperer, also the No Bullshit Kitchen on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pat Nelson.
Nice to meet you all.
Woo!
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Welcome.
We figured we'd have you on board because next week is the 4th of July, and when the 4th of July comes around, there's
we're
barbecue. That's right.
Fuck yeah, it's barbecue.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've seen your Facebook post. You've probably seen mine, and yeah.
Yes, I have.
Oh, yeah, and you kill it. See, I'm merely an acolyte compared to you because you do freaking... Okay, now I do pellet and, you know, a little bit of charcoal. And
I've had your barbecue. It's good.
Thank you. You know, I'll do a little charcoal every now and then. And you know, my thing is pellet. But, man, the pinnacle is the wood smoking.
The wood smoking takes some patience. It's taught me patience, which I never had before. It's that and restoring the Lincoln Continental. That's talking.
Oh, that's a thing of beauty.
That's fucking patience. But the wood, yeah, it's all about. There's just one item. It's fire management. That's it. That's
Right.
what it is.
And I know you have like 2 or 3 different smokers.
Yeah,
'Cause you've got the wood one. I think you got a pellet one.
I got a charcoal one, got a gas one, and got the pellet. The pellet I wanted to try because I wanted to do maybe a full packer brisket, which I have done before on the wood, but I'm not a freaking tweaker anymore. I can't stay up all night. So what happens is the last time I tried doing a full 25-pound brisket, is had to go to bed, so I pulled it off the wood smoker, and I said, I told my wife, I said, I'll just put it in the oven on low. It's a good idea, worked well, but holy shit, I could smell brisket from the upstairs bedroom. The whole house reeked. She called reeked. I thought it smelled fucking great.
I was about to say, yeah, I want my house to reek of brisket.
And then put it back on the wood smoker. So
Right.
was my reason for getting the pellet. And I know Chef Lemke, you know, was doing pellet, and we'd always go back and forth on Facebook about pellets. Yeah, man, that's too easy for people. But as soon as I put a brisket on at 9 o'clock at night, finished my cigar, went to bed, and that thing was still cooking through the night. Got up in the morning, looked at it, it's like pellet hop. I was kind of sold on it. You know, the big thing for me is I can't get the bark is dark like a charcoal briquette. I mean black.
Oh yeah.
I can't get that off the pellet. But I am sold on the pellet grill. I am sold on it.
No doubt. And we'll get into more of that a little bit later. Let's talk about for a minute, being that, you know, let's bring this back around to a cigar podcast.
Yeah.
What we're
Wait, I thought it was a barbecue podcast today, but I'm good with it.
I'm
well,
getting
it's
hungry.
that too. So, like I said, we get to it. So calm down, Shep.
Reel it in, buddy. Reel it in.
I'm getting a new host. Pat.
Wow.
Wow.
So
How
that's how
easy
it is,
you
huh?
can be replaced. my
Yeah,
friend.
no kidding.
Next.
So, tell us about the cigar we're smoking today. We had this discussion at
who's
breakfast.
we? Didn't we all smoking different one? Larry and I think are smoking the same one.
I'm smoking the same one.
I don't know. What'd you get?
The Corojo Limitada.
Yep, that's what I got
Same
too.
here.
So wrong
Or
band.
is this the original?
There you go. Wrong band.
We got
So
the original.
I've got the Kristoff, and Larry and I have the Kristoff Corojo Limitada, and you know, it's the quick facts on it. It's obviously Corojo wrapper, Dominican Habano binder, and Dominican Habano and Nicaraguan Habano filler. You know, it's Kristoff's normally not been my thing because I'm normally, it's usually a little bit higher on the power scale than I like to deal with.
It is.
So, you know, I've just recently gotten into trying Kristoff's. When the rep was here a year or so ago before COVID, they gave me a sample of the Pissed Off Kristoff, and I'm looking at this thing going, holy crap, but it was really good. So I started smoking their line a little bit more. It's just a good cigar.
Yeah.
They have a very good line throughout. I really like their Maduros. But this Corojo with the long filler, the mix of the two different fillers gives it a really unique flavor. And the Kristoff's always a good draw. It's a nice size cigar.
Yeah.
So a good whatever you like for a cut, straight, V cut, punch, whatever, all works well with these. And yeah, it's just, if you haven't tried a Kristoff, there's something in that line that you're going to like. I don't care if you're light, dark, medium, in between, whatever. Just poke around on that line, and you'll definitely find something you're going to be happy with.
Well, yeah, Pat and I are smoking the original Criollo. I can never pronounce that to save my
I know.
bloody life.
Criollo.
I let you
Thank
do
you.
it.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. It's Cuban seed Honduran. Say the word.
Honduran.
Not that.
Criollo.
Thank you. Smart. Yeah, smart.
Honduran Criollo.
I can't talk today. Woo. And no, it's not because of this. This is how much I want everyone.
That's
This
Four-Finger
much.
George.
Take it easy.
I mean,
Going off the rails.
Yeah. Anyway, so the binder is Cuban seed Dominican, and the filler's Cuban seed Dominican and Nicaraguan. Oily wrapper, little pigtail, and the undone foot, which I have a complaint about because when you try to light it, the whole thing catches on fire, and if you're not careful, you start burning shirts.
Well, yeah, the uncut foot can be a problem, but that's where you gotta stop wearing polyester shirts, man. The 70s are over.
Shots fired.
Okay, no, that's okay. Remember from previous shows. See,
Yeah, that's right.
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, go on, proceed.
He's got his dress hunting T-shirt on today.
Yes. So but see, I can't really give you too much grief about that because my one and only cartel shirt now has holes in it.
Yeah, how'd that happen, Smarty?
I don't know if I want to tell this story on here or not.
Oh, you're telling
So-
it now.
Telling it now.
I'm toasting a cigar, and I sneezed and blew the cherry off the freaking bottom of the cigar. All over my shirt. I got 3 burn holes now in it. It was good.
Kind of a scattergun kind of thing.
Yeah. It was more of a carpet bombing rather than strategic bombing.
Wow.
It's kind of, what's his name? Was it Dick Cheney? Duck hunting?
Yeah, but in that one he shot himself. He shot his friend in the
Shot his
face.
friend.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room got a little bit of Greg cigar.
Everybody almost got a little bit of my coffee last week.
Yeah, I have never been a Kristoff smoker at all. I can probably count on one hand how many times I've smoked a Kristoff. But I do like this. And I'm more with Larry. I like more Maduro, stronger. But I'll smoke light cigars if they got good flavor. I don't care.
Yep.
I mean, I've got one of my favorites is a Macanudo anniversary that I found online, and it's just fantastic. It's not as strong as I'm used to smoking, but these are good.
Well,
And to top it off, this had a little bloom on it.
Yeah,
That's
like
the reason
that's
why
like
you
the
picked it
icing
up.
on the fucking cake.
That's right.
It's like the crust on a brisket. The bark.
There you go.
way to circle that back around.
Fucking
I like it. I
guy's
like
good.
You
it.
might want to explain what plume is for the less
Yeah.
learned out there,
Go ahead. No, you explain.
Why
Plume,
do I
Smarty.
have to be the smart one here? You're the host.
Yeah, and you're the smart ass. So go on, smart ass.
Okay.
Go ahead and do
Where's
a
that Russian standard at?
Well, easy, man.
Do a little man.
Shem's Corner talks cigar explanation.
So plume is a white. Looks like your cigar got rolled in cocaine. It's a white powdery substance on it.
Looks like mold. Mold.
It does. It looks like mold. It's fuzzy.
Don't throw it out.
Yeah, we know somebody who did that. And what that is the natural sugars have come out to the surface of the leaf, and it really changes the flavor of the cigar, and it improves it a great deal. But our friend Jeff there, isn't he the one that emptied his whole humidor in the trash because he thought it was mold when it was really plume?
Was it him?
It was somebody in here that's a
somebody?
regular.
That sounds like a Lemke.
That sounds like
No, not Lemke. I think it was Metzenbrink.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, that's a common mistake, though.
Yeah,
for people
Yeah.
No,
that don't.
I think I can't speak for all of us, but I'm pretty sure all of us have been in here when somebody has come into this. Into the lounge with a Ziploc bag, and they got that horrified look on their face, and they come to the proprietor. Are these any good anymore?
Everybody's looking. Hey, what are you gonna do with those?
Yeah.
No, they're terrible. Give them here. We'll dispose of them for you.
I'll buy them from you right now.
Yeah.
Small fire happening.
That's like aged wine, you know. I mean, that's.
You guys are sweet. Y'all talking about buying them from them. It's like, nah, man, those are real bad. Actually, those are health hazards. That is white mold, worse than black mold.
Yeah, that's
man.
right.
So let me take those off your hands, and I will properly dispose of them. I'm a professional.
Take advantage of the weak.
Welcome to America.
That's right.
I love it. So, circling back to barbecue, what do you like in the way of rubs?
Well, for brisket, I learned fucking YouTube, man. Jesus Christ. It's just Aaron Franklin's recipe
Okay.
out of Austin, Texas, which was salt and pepper, coarse pepper and kosher salt for the brisket, period, nothing else. Now, there's a lot of guys that, Lemke's one, there's other friends of mine, they'll do all kinds of other stuff, but I just found, for me, that for the brisket, and I like, I've made a couple rubs over the years for ribs or pork, but there are so many good rubs.
Yeah.
From a lot of guys that do this for a living.
Yep.
That, you know, I just order up, a rub from one of these guys. I watch a video and I see the couple of these Southern boys, and their shit it just works. The one I like a lot is their shit is the last word. There's aw shit, good shit.
I've heard of that,
chicken
yeah.
Shit. Danny sells them up at Longhorns.
You know that place is closed now, right?
Since when?
It's last week sometime. It's been all over Facebook.
Why?
Something happened. Family dispute. They shut it down.
Because the son, what's his name? The boy was running. The son took it over.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
happened.
mean, fuck, it was thriving.
Yeah, been all over Facebook this last week. I was going to try.
I drove past this morning on my way down. Wow, I didn't know.
But the wife presented you with a sampling of the family recipe.
The family recipe.
And I was giving her a hard time this morning before I left the house. I said, I'll let Pat know this is the family recipe. And she goes, I'm not giving him the recipe.
No,
I said, sweetie,
I wouldn't expect her.
I'm all, that's not what I meant. I said, don't you remember? And I mistakenly called it the wrong TV show. The recipe is from the Waltons. It was the two spinster old gals that lived in town who made moonshine.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't know it was moonshine. It was the recipe, Daddy's recipe.
Daddy's recipe.
So we got a good laugh out of that this morning.
I'm gonna try that because I'll tell you right now, my wife in barbecue she's got to watch her salt intake because her blood pressure
Gotcha.
is high. So she'll grab whatever rub I have, and to her, if the word salt is listed first, I can't touch it. But if the word salt is in the middle, oh yeah, I could do this. Baby, they just printed it that way. It's still there.
Right.
But some are more salty than others. For me, I like the salt. This would be perfect because you don't taste hardly any salt, but it tastes good. And I'll thank you. Tell your wife thank you. I'm going to try it on some ribs.
There we go.
Yeah, I do a brown sugar based rub, an 8-to-1. So it's mostly the brown sugar, and then after that, like say for every cup of brown sugar, 1/8 of a cup of the other spices. Get it all together, and one of them is kosher salt, And, you've got your red pepper to taste, mix that all together and, put that onto the ribs. For the brisket, though, and I know what you mean about salt and pepper, because a lot of the purists, especially Texans, they'll tell you, hey, coarse salt and pepper, that's all you need.
Yeah.
But there is a rub they sell over at Diablo Grills. It's Big Daddy's rub, and it's a maple bacon rub. So I'll get their brisket rub and put it on one side, and then on the other side, I put that maple bacon rub. Because I love maple bacon.
Yeah, oh yeah. As long as it's not Safeway.
Yep.
Wow.
You started this, Robinson.
So, no, let me just say, Safeway does fine. Safeway is okay.
You're not saving it.
Okay. Well,
Move
fine.
it on.
Yep.
Dollar store of grocery stores right there, folks.
What, you talking about Rayleigh's? Good for you.
There we go. So, Pat, I want to run this by you. We were out camping last weekend, so we didn't get a chance to try this at the house. Sherry picked up some hot honey, and that she's going to baste some ribs with hot honey and do that. Have you ever tried that?
I have not.
Okay.
What is this honey that's been spiced?
It's infused.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah. It's infused with peppers.
Okay.
Wow.
I had heard of it, but I'd never tried it. We got introduced to it on Fridays. There's a brewery right down the street from where we do the podcast recordings here at Tobacco Republic. Local family-owned place here in Loomis. It's Loomis Basin Brewery.
Yep.
And on Fridays, they have a brick oven pizza outside in the back. And on Fridays, they do brick oven pizzas. And one of their chef specials uses hot honey. It's finished with hot honey. And the flavor of that is just amazing. So we're going to give it a shot.
That'd be pretty awesome on some ribs.
Oh, yeah, it would. Little honey, some red pepper flakes, put that together with some oils from some peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
The thing about barbecue, though, is you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's whatever your taste is.
Whatever your taste is. And that the bad thing about barbecue, home barbecue, is I always end up trying to find a barbecue restaurant I want to try. And I'm always disappointed.
Yep. Same here.
I'm always fucking disappointed. It's like, you fucking people, you got all the shit right here, and this is the shit you put out.
Yeah, overcooked, dried out ribs. And my
Don't-
wife will tell me, she'll sit there, I'll say, oh, I'm going to get the ribs. And she looks at me and says, honey, you're going to be disappointed. You always are disappointed every time you get the ribs. And I got to say this much about Loomis Basin as far as brisket's concerned. When they first opened up and we went in and had the brisket sandwich, I was like, holy shit, this is good brisket. I mean, it was moist. It had some bark to it.
Kelly told me about that.
Yeah, it was incredible. I was like, okay. And there's there's a fast food joint that does it. It's based out of Texas, I think. And their brisket, it's okay, but it's one of those, I can do better at home.
Yeah.
Why am I paying this kind of money for this brisket when I can do, just as good or better at home?
Yeah,
Well, take a lot of things are like that, though. You take it from a craft to a production.
Yes.
I mean, you're seating 20 tables a night. You got to be turning a heck of a lot of barbecue.
And you got to be able to hold it. That's a big thing. I talked to a couple guys. There was one out right across on the way to Beale out by Marysville.
Mm-hmm.
And as you come into Wheatland, there's a high school on the left-hand side. There was a barbecue guy there.
Yeah, right there. At
I
the
remember
corner,
that
And
place.
he used to go out. He would go out and set up on the base.
Yep.
So I went in there one time saying, I'm going to try him on the way back from Marysville. I was at a meeting at the shop, and I went in there, and we started talking barbecue. It was right when I was just starting. Still had my paper thin metal one I bought at Ace Hardware trying to do a brisket. And he said, the biggest thing for me is I have to hold it. I have to hold it and wait for people to come in the door to buy it. And that's really...
That's the difference.
It's
because
difficult.
when it comes off the grill at home, you're eating it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
not holding it for 4 hours.
You're eating it at the best possible time
Yeah.
for that product.
But then again, for brisket, you gotta like let it sit for
Yeah,
anywhere. Because
an
I've
hour.
done like I've let it sit for 2 to 6
Oh
hours.
yeah, I've set them for 4 before.
Yeah, because you drop it in the cooler, it just sits there cooking, and the juices bring in. Because
Yep.
my first brisket, man, I was in a panic. It was so bad. It was
Everybody
so,
gets in a panic.
I was in so bad a panic, man. I roll over to the grocery store to buy what I called emergency ribs.
The emergency.
Yeah, I sat there and I went and dropped the rub on them, put them on the grills today, just in case this brisket's fucked up. At least because I got people coming over, and Sue's looking at me. She's looking at me, and I'm sitting here panicking, saying, "They're gonna take my crown away. I'm not gonna get talked about. It's just gonna be sad. No one's gonna want to come eat at my place. Yep, the word's going out that I'm slipping.
Yeah,
So-
and it'll be pretty bad when a black guy can't fucking do barbecue.
Don't forget his purple cape.
Yeah, the purple cape.
Oh, you guys have not seen the purple?
Yes,
cape.
I have.
I
I've
thought
seen
you
the
were bringing
Facebook
cape
picture.
for the show, man.
You did?
I forgot.
You got a purple cape?
Okay. You
Oh.
were there for the dawning of the purple cape, were
man,
you not?
Pat, this thing. Oh
Are we talking apron or cape?
no, cape. He looks like Barney.
Oh,
Dude. Scott, a big man. He's not little by any stretch of the imagination, and the cape fits him. Let's put it that way. This thing would be a blanket for a twin size bed.
Now let me explain the cape.
how did the cape come?
The origins of the cape. So usually when I do a cook, I get done with the cook, and I let everybody eat, and they serve themselves, and I'm sitting on the couch just relaxing in my throne, just enjoying as my subjects enjoy.
And that's right.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Subjects.
Yeah.
I'm a happy subject, just so you know, when I get
That's
to eat your
man.
barbecue.
I'll be right there getting the burn ends and collard greens. I don't care.
Yeah, that's right.
So I said one day to Sue, I said, I need a cape. Back in the days of James Brown, when he'd do a good show, man, he'd get down on one knee and they put that cape on and he'd jump up out the cape. All you kids don't know about James Brown, but, that was the shit back in the 60s. So I said, I need a cape. So for my birthday this year, Tiny Wife found a purple, white, and gold cape.
Oh,
So Larry was over last time I think I barbecued, him and Sherry. And I did some ribs, what did I do? Burn ends and collard greens.
Yeah.
And sure enough, when the cook was done, Sue's like, I thought you were going to bring out the cape. I broke out the cape, gave her the cape. I got down on one knee.
she put the cape.
There's pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, when our friends, Danny and Brian, they come along, Danny, she's a photographer, so she takes pictures of everything.
That's kind of frustrating.
Everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
everything.
Oh, yeah. Some things you don't want her to take a picture of or video.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need 4 shots of me coming out of the outhouse to the
Nah.
campground. Whatever.
No, the whole thing, though, the barbecue. I love doing that.
So do I.
It's kind of.
It's therapeutic, really,
It is.
truly.
It is because when you talk brisket, I mean, it's a long fucking cook.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if I'm doing it now, I've only done one. The issue I have with the pellet on overnight is I'm in bear country. My wife's like, "What if a bear comes?" Well,
Then he has a
He's
nice
eating
meal.
good.
he's eating. But if I get up at 2 a.m. to put it on my wood smoker, oh yeah, that's freaking at least 6 to 7 cigars. I got my big screen TV on, and I'm in the garage kicking back. The smoker's going.
Oh, yeah.
I can watch everything from my phone, see when it needs to get wood. It's
Is that the Green Mountain?
no, mine's Yoder. Yoder. It's a company in Kansas, but it's 1/4-inch steel, so I can put logs in there, and I'm putting split logs like that, and it'll hold heat for hours. And then the fan will come on if it starts to drop, and I know when that comes on. Oh, we got to get wood.
Didn't you have to get a cherry picker or something to put that thing together when it got delivered?
Oh no, that some little Asian guy, FedEx driver, shows up with it on a pallet. It was already put together and was bolted to the pallet, and he's trying to get it down our driveway, and my wife was filming it, and she says, "I can't believe you didn't bring any help because it's like 600 and something pounds." 700 pounds, and it almost got away from him, you know. And, saw this little guy. So when I got it, it was right on the driveway, and I just moved it to the railing and unbolted it, lifted it, and it's got wheels on the one side, the big wagon wheels, the steel wagon wheels, and they just wheeled it right up against that deck rail on the side of the driveway, and now it's imprinted into the asphalt. It hasn't gone anywhere. I could never move it. I could never, it was never going to get behind us. But it took me a long time to finally decide, because you're scared when that one was not cheap. And I've been using these paper thin ones, and I thought when you saw smoke coming out of the stack, oh yeah, we're rolling. Well, then after you start watching videos, you're not supposed to have any. It's supposed to be clear smoke, barely. I didn't know that. Maybe that's.
I didn't know that. Still,
it's
because I look at my pellet smoker when it starts really heavily smoking. I'm like, now I'm getting something going on.
That's once it's as it dumps pellets in. That's just like when I put wood on the smoker, it lights up and starts smoking more. And then once it evens out, the smoke is clear. And I always watched Aaron Franklin. That's where I learned to do the ribs. That's where I learned to do the chicken. That's where I learned to do the turkey. But I like to. My wife's not a big. She likes ribs, pork, fish. She's not a big brisket fan, and you would think being from New Jersey, but they don't smoke brisket in Jersey. I think it's more like corned beef, where it's in a pressure cooker type thing. But she is not a brisket. I mean, if I got 15-pound brisket, she's eating maybe a third, eighth of a pound, if that, and then I'm stuck with, well, okay. I cut it in half and take half of it down to the apartment.
Oh, you know what I'll do with it? Leftover brisket.
You can do everything.
I chop it up and put it in chili.
Oh, yeah. Brisket chili.
Brisket chili, baby.
Yep.
Matter of fact, one of my meat-eating youngest daughter, she's coming tomorrow. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a tri-tip. And I said, wait a minute. You enjoy beef. I'm going to go pick up a full pack of brisket for you. And she's like, okay. Yeah, my oldest is a vegetarian. Go figure that.
Yeah, go figure that one.
That made me sad.
Tell us how you really feel, Mr. Robinson.
It's like I make all this delicious.
I know.
And you're a vegetarian, but kind of funny when she stays with me on occasion. She kind of like, she's a vegetarian, but then it's like, oh, well, I have some of this, Daddy. And, she goes to town.
Yeah.
So go
They always seem to change when something, oh, that smells good.
Right. There's a term that a hunter that I like to watch that is successful.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to throw anything out. I was about to say something.
That's why I wanted to get it out before one of you fuckers got it out there. So he has a term that I think definitely, I have not yet got to sample Pat's barbecue, but I've got to sample lots of yours. And especially your pork belly burn ends. The term is meat candy, and I think that definitely applies.
Yep.
Scotty, should we tell him now or should we wait? Hunting season rolls around this year. We're going to start calling you by your Indian name.
Indian name.
Vegetarian?
Hunts like a vegan.
I was thinking like other names like Johnny No Hunt, No Joy.
No joy.
Oops, I missed. What else do we have? Come on, we can.
You got to get a shot to miss.
We got to get someone else to beat up on this program.
Where's Blaine?
Hey,
that's why we need a.
You know what? We do it because we love you, man. If we
right.
didn't like you, we wouldn't even take the time to do it.
This is true.
That's right.
That's how you know in this shop, it's a God honest truth. If they don't like you, you ain't in the barrel ever.
No. I disagree with that. Everybody gets a turn in the barrel, regardless of who you are.
I don't give a fuck who you are.
That's right.
It's how you're treated when you're in the barrel that determines your net worth, shall we say? Yeah.
And we're not talking monetary.
No,
because we don't give a fuck about who or how much money you got. Dennis is a perfect example. Some of the other guys are. Martin's a perfect example. Or Jerry. Big Jerry's another perfect. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. You're going to get the same shit, but they're all good guys. That's a good thing about a cigar shop. I don't care where I am. And for me, in my job, I travel a lot, and I'm out of town for years at a time. Every spot I go to is the same fucking thing, man. At first, And I'm outgoing, so I'll talk to anybody.
No.
I don't give a shit. So, but after you get, down like when I was in Fresno for a few years, and Micah store down there, Ron kind of made the call ahead. I was down there for 3 years. And the first few days, I'm like, who are all these fucks? I'm looking at them with their fucking fancy shoes and their fucking Ferrari out front and a Bentley and a
in Fresno.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You got to remember what's in Fresno. That's a lot of food.
That's what I
money.
thought.
Yeah,
I didn't know that, and I'm looking. Finally, weeks after weeks, the guys started talking to me more, and then I was a fucking regular, and I'd come in there in my freaking overalls, or I'd go home and change, come back. I didn't give a fuck. I see this guy's wearing his freaking. I know that was a $10,000 watch at least, And he says, I said, what do you do? Well, I'm an almond farmer. I didn't know how much money was in fucking farming. You see the news. They're subsidized. There's ranchers, there's vegetable growers, and then there's the nut growers, the almonds and
pistachios, walnuts, yeah.
Well, food manufacturers too, because they're one of the biggest mozzarella factories is out in Central California.
That's right.
And I was talking to one of the cats. As a matter of fact, over at Cigars LTD, right?
Yeah.
Over in the Pavilion Center. I was talking to one of the cats there, and they were talking about their Christmas party, where they were literally having drawings for like all sorts of crazy shit, like a motorcycle trips and giving away cash, and it was like, what?
Yeah,
I'm working in the wrong freaking place.
Yeah, I know. I never even knew that until but every store, every spot I go to, even the one where the guy that used to come in here, I call him Preston Timberlake, but Preston. Yeah,
The humidor in Monterey.
Yeah, exactly. When he was working there, and we do we're the mechanical contractor for the aquarium. So I've worked there a lot, doing piping jobs. And I went in there one day. He said, "Oh, come on by," and I saw he had his Harley out front, and it's got this The parking lot is so fucking small for that spot. I mean, I had my Prius, so
they moved now, right?
Yeah, but I did when me and my wife went down there for our anniversary, but. So I pull in, and there's this guy comes flying in, and it's brand new. And we're talking 911 turbo, fucking top of $200 and some thousand Porsche, white, big ass tires, no plate. He comes walking in. He's got boots, holes in his jeans, kind of flannel shirt. Sits down, Preston knew him. We start talking, just bullshitting. Didn't ask him what he did, just hang out. And fucking here comes another Porsche flying in the freaking drive. Same exact one, no plate on it. And this guy leans back like this. I said, "What are you doing?" He says, fuck, my wife's here." I said, "What?" He says, "That's my fucking wife." I said, and I looked out the window. I said, "You guys got matching Porsches?" I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And he said, "Well, we used to have Ferrari. She wanted to get the same car as I did." She comes in and this is your typical 40-year-old, 45-year-old, getting a little plump in her years, maybe was a hot number in her younger days, and trying to tell him, "You got me a ticket." Well, they were racing, I guess, on the highway, and a cop saw him, but it was actually him, but they identical cars. She was lagging behind. He pulled her over, gave her the ticket. So they barked a little back and forth, and she said, "Well, I'll see you at the house," and she hops in her car and leaves. So, and it closed early, like 7 o'clock. So when we left, I had to ask, I said, "Dude, what do you do for a living?" He said, "Almonds." He says, "I worked at that almond farm in Fresno when I was a kid through high school. And then the owner sold me the farm as I got older." And he says, "I've been there." He said, "We have a house here in Monterey. That's why I'm here. But I live in Fresno." I was like, I didn't know there was so much money in that town until I saw these people coming in the cigar shop. So, but the point being is, I've worked at Porterville, the courthouse. We stayed in Visalia. There's a great fucking shop there.
Really? In Visalia?
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. But
okay, I got to check that out.
It's big. It's not real freaking air conditioned. I mean, they got air conditioning, it just didn't seem to work. And it should in Visalia, but
yeah, no kidding.
but they had a great humidor.
Okay.
Yeah, I was shocked.
That's why the air conditioning didn't work in the lounge. It was all in the humidor.
Yeah,
105 in the shade.
But you go everywhere, and you always meet the same. There's always it's like that Seinfeld episode with the Bizarro Jerry world.
Yes.
The others, you got the same guys. And there's always one guy. Oh, we know he's the money guy. He's got.
You got a Pierce in every shop.
You got a Pierce in every shop. Well, except at Micah's, you got a lot of them. Well, these guys are a lot more than Pierce, but I mean, they're all good guys. They don't. The doctors. I mean, there's doctors come in here. That's a good thing. Is everybody gets treated equal.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't give a shit who you are. You could be just a regular working stiff like us, and that's a good thing about a shop.
Keeps everybody humble.
It does
Yeah,
keep
it does.
everybody humble. Everybody's the same, exactly the same. Now
You could be Dennis, you could be Ian. You're not sure.
yeah,
We'll find out. But we're not sure. We're not sure at the start.
yeah. You never know. Don't be talking shit about a cigar that some people smoke in here if you don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you could
Yeah.
be be
right.
buying your next drive around project off of the Barrett Jackson auction,
That's
or
right.
you could be stapling baby carrots to your pants. We let either one in here.
That's funny as shit. Some we don't let in. Some get booted out, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But so you were talking about Yardbird, and I know, like, I decided to get adventurous one day because I
All evidence to the contrary.
being one of the poor people in this group.
Oh, stop it. You got a good grill. Stop
Yeah, I
whining.
did.
Yeah.
I bought an off-brand. I didn't buy a Traeger because I wasn't going to
What'd you
spend that
buy?
much money. It's a Z Grill
oh yeah,
pellet smoker.
Oh yeah,
It's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Works great.
I've seen them. I've seen 'em.
So I decided to get adventurous.
We
He's
have
got
one,
one too.
Yeah, I've seen them.
In fact, I sold it
Actually,
to
I
him.
thought about getting one when I saw the
$350.
Well, I saw it on Facebook. The thing I was like, holy fuck, I should buy one of those. My wife says you don't need another one.
Yeah.
My
So,
dream crusher.
well, I spatchcocked a turkey and cooked it whole.
Oh, yeah.
Splayed it
Yeah,
wide
split
open.
it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the backbone.
And I'm sitting here going, how in the hell? So I did the probe with the thigh thing and did it like I would have did it in roasting, and dude, it was killer. I mean, the smoking in general, I don't care if it's wood or pellet or whatever. The slow cooking just leads to such better meat quality.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
That's exactly right. That's exactly. I like spatchcock, and you can cut half the time off by doing that.
Now, Larry,
Yes, sir.
I know we hadn't planned story time for Unky Larry, but you told the story about the barbecue and the Mother's Day present at camp, and you ought to regale that one for the listeners.
All right. The barbecue person in my family is my wife. I can cook barbecue. I do some decent barbecue.
Yeah.
Sherry enjoys barbecue cooking, and she's very good at it. She makes an excellent tri-tip. I would put her tri-tip up against anybody. So long time ago, we were just starting out, had a couple of kids that were real little, and we were on a budget, man. I mean, it was no joke. It was rough getting into our first house. We had to save and pinch pennies and all that. Yep. I was working graveyards back then, and I knew she was wanting to do more outdoor cooking, more barbecue. Well, I'd been searching around because I was going to get her a smoker, and I found the Brinkman. The steel tubs, barrel smokers, got the smoke box off the side.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The Kmart on Watt Avenue in North Highlands had 3 of them that they were closing out for cheap because the boxes had gotten wet. And, hey, I'm all about saving some money, man.
Fuck yeah.
So I go rolling in there. 8 o'clock in the morning after I get off work graveyard, I got my 79 Toyota pickup, and they're doing like a parking lot sale. I'm like, oh, shit. They got my barbecues out there on clearance. Well, they only had 1 of them left. So I grab the paper, I roll in there, I pay for the barbecue. We'll send somebody out to help you. Okay, well, whatever. I'm backed up. I got my tailgate down, and here comes this guy And now, mind you, I was in my mid to late 20s, and Sherry and I had been married 4 or 5 years at this point. And this guy comes walking out. He's probably 50 years old. He goes, "You need a hand with that?" "Oh, yeah, that'd be great, man." He goes, these are pretty good smokers. Yeah, you're going to be happy with this." I go, "Yeah, I hope so, man. It's my wife. I'm getting this for my wife for Mother's Day." And the look on dude's face when I said that, there was kind of a gurgle sound, right? And I look over at him, and he's got this look of disgust on his face. He's just staring at me. I'm all, "You all right?"
Lost your man card on that.
He goes, "You're buying your wife a barbecue for Mother's Day." He goes, "What the hell's the matter with you?" I'm all, "Excuse me?" He goes, "You didn't think this through very well, did you?" I'm all, "No, man, she barbecued. This is going to be great." And I'm excited. I'm a freaking moron. I don't know any better, right? I'm like, "What?" And she was not as enthused at the initial presentation of the barbecue for Mother's Day as I would have hoped, but it kind of grew on her over time. It was better than the Swiffer at Valentine's Day, but
I've been in that boat.
But well, she wanted one. I thought, I'm trying to get her things she wants. Apparently, you don't do that shit on the holiday.
Not on those holidays.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm learning. I was a kid, man. It takes some education. But that was the start of the barbecue adventure. So now mind you, there's only, we're empty nests, so to speak.
Right.
We've got a couple like flying around the outskirts still.
Yeah, still there.
But so we have 2 of those Brinkman smokers now, because I saw one at a garage sale for $40, and I'm like, "I'm buying that." She's like, "What do we need that for?" "Shut up. Help me get in the truck." Yeah. So we got 2 of those. We got the pellet smoker that I got through Greg. We have cheap. And I have a big 5-burner gas grill that my boys got me for Father's Day, because apparently that shit's all right.
Yeah.
You buy your dad. You can buy your dad a grill for Father's Day, but don't get your mother one for Mother's Day.
No.
Even if she's like competition level barbecue smoker, don't do that shit, because even if she's happy, everybody else around you, your circle of friends will be like, "God damn, you are a sorry son of a bitch." Which is also true, but it's okay. I got one of the Blackstone,
the flat
tops.
Yeah,
those are amazing.
Yeah.
I also have one of the tall propane tower smokers. That thing's kind of crappy.
Yeah.
It's hard to control the heat. It's
Yeah.
good for smoking Spam, though.
Yeah.
Really?
Ugh.
That and bologna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Spam and
I was gonna say no. We're not joking here, right?
Oh, bacon wrap Spam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Spam. I'm willing to give that a
Brown
shot.
sugar and honey.
Oh, yeah. My dad used to make it for us all the time. when
Oh,
we were
yeah.
kids.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's great. You get the
Expand your mind, Mr. Robinson.
He did.
start with the low sodium
Yeah.
Spam.
Hold on.
Dude, don't hold your hands
Hold
up
on.
like that shit.
Hold on. No. Understand.
Here it
When I
comes.
was a kid, yeah, I had Spam.
Was Spam the version of ham for you
Um,
on Sundays?
No.
Little tofu turkey.
I just kind of remember. I think the family was low in cash, and we had Spam, and
Yep.
again, had a little bit of that. It makes you think, when I grow up, I'm going to work really, really hard. If I have to rob banks,
Not
I'm
that.
not ever eating this shit again. It's just like, no.
Oh.
I can't do Spam, man.
We did it when we were kids.
There it is.
Larry, when we do a barbecue at my place at the end of the summer, we're gonna make him some barbecue smoked or bacon wrap smoked Spam.
Barbecue smoked herb.
Yeah, smoked her. Or you do an Oklahoma prime rib. I did one of those.
Okay, fill me in.
Oh, boy.
That is I saw it on a video, of course, and that's a bologna log.
Yep.
And I didn't want, my wife won't eat that much, so I got a shorter one. Cover it with mustard, score it, mustard, yellow mustard, and brown sugar,
Yep.
and then smoked it for like
It's
6
friggin'
hours.
amazing.
And then I sliced it, and then made fried bologna sandwiches. You blacken that. Oh fuck! I just love. We used my dad used to give us fried bologna.
Yep.
Oh, fried bologna is the bomb.
It's the bomb. You know,
Fried bologna and egg sandwich.
so they called it Oklahoma prime ribs.
Okay.
Sorry to my family that's back there, but yeah, that's where I first had it too. Is going back. My nephew has got a smoker made out of a propane tank.
Oh yeah.
And when I say propane, I'm talking about
You're
like
talking the big
the propane tank you have outside
Sure,
your
sure.
house.
That's right.
250
like a
gallon.
250-gallon propane tank. And yeah, smoking spam, smoking bologna.
I've never smoked spam. I got to try that
Oh, it's great, man.
because I love spam. My wife
Brown
won't-
sugar and honey.
My wife won't eat it, but
Brown sugar and honey. Throw like the night before. Take it out. Wipe it down.
get the gel off.
Yeah, throw it in some brown sugar and honey, and the next morning bacon wrap it and throw it on the smoker.
I got a different.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I got to try that.
So I think where we're at with smokers and barbecues, we're up to. I think we have 6.
Yeah, I think I'm at 5, and I wanted to buy a barrel one because they got the I saw, and they're not the real expensive ones, but I saw a very reasonable 300 to 500.
Oh yeah, the Brinkmans you can still get
And it
for
was
about
bright.
$350.
It was like Harley Davidson orange.
Wow.
And had the. My wife says, "You need another one." I said, I don't know. I don't know if it's a.
You don't need, you want another one.
I want to try different.
Methodologies?
Well, we're on the list for Blackstone to get a camping grill to go on with a trailer.
Yeah.
And it's collapsible, and it's half flat top grill, half burner. But they're sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
So had to get on the Brinkman website and to get notified when they have more of these damn things.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I really do like the Blackstone now.
So
I like that grill you bought when we were up at Memorial Weekend, that Coleman-looking one.
Yeah, the one thing about that Coleman is it's not really a bitch to clean. It's just you gotta exert a tiny bit of effort, but it's not bad. But I wound up having to the grill plates they give you stock. Oh yeah, throw them fuckers out. Get the you gotta get the replacements that are porcelain ones that hold heat better. And then they have a stovetop attachment that you can put on one half, and then you got the full griddle, which works out real nice. Did French toast when we were camping the last time.
So this is really more about food here.
Well, this
we're gonna throw a
episode,
Try to run
thing
it
here.
into food.
We're coming around with that, and here, watch this segue, man. This is good. Everybody smile like donkey. Yeah. Pat, what do you smoke, man? If you're starting at 2:00 in the morning, you're firing that thing up. What's the cigar of choice at
Chisel.
2 a.m.?
Chisel?
Chisel's the first one.
Woo!
Wow.
And then these, I wish Ron would carry them. This is a Eric Espinosa 601s.
Not familiar.
You would like it because you like stronger
Oh,
cigars.
okay.
This is probably up there with the Chisel for me. This is probably my number 2 favorite. 601 greens, 601 blues. Even AJ Fernandez made the 601 green in they call it a Tronco size. It's like a long, a bigger Perfecto. The characteristics, but in a 50, 55 or 56 ring gauge. But you can get them on. I've always bought them, but I'll just keep smoking. For me, I have a lot of cigars in my humidor, but I smoke them all. I mean, I don't save anything. I'm saving one. There's 2 things that I wanted to when I was retired. When I retired, I'm saving this Davidoff that I got here. This one in a square box. I don't even know what it is. I don't smoke Davidoffs that often, but but I smoke everything.
Yeah.
That's
what they're for.
Yeah,
man.
I don't age. I don't really age anything.
You're exactly right. I don't age
not my
anything.
thing.
It's not my thing. I mean, I got a lot of cigars. I know Dennis. I've seen his giant frickin', he's got shit sitting there and he doesn't even know he has. Or other guys that do. But
Sounds like we need to raid their humidors if they don't know what they got.
like Craig and Eric Laughlin, they got a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
I have a lot, but I go through them and, I try to, because then when I purchase, I'm spending a nice little chunk of change to re-up before I run out. You know, my wife says,
Well,
"Why
the
don't
only time anything gets aged in my humidor if it gets pushed to the back,
Yes.
and I haven't seen it in a minute.
Exactly.
And then I'll be cleaning something out and go, oh, forgot about these.
So,
Yeah. Well, you've seen my humidor, Greg, as
Yes.
of late, and it's kind of low.
Well, yeah,
it's
but
kinda low.
but he has a plan, and that is Denver's coming, the Rocky
Yeah.
Mountain Cigar Festival, which means his humidor is going to go to so freaking full. You put one more cigar in there, the thing's going to explode.
Yeah, we figured it out 2 years ago. They didn't have this thing last year because of COVID.
Right.
But we figured it out 2 years ago. And we're going to make the rounds, and talk to everybody and do that thing. And then in about an hour and a half before that thing shuts down, none of those vendors want to take anything back with them.
Yep.
And the prices start dropping.
Bring cash.
And
That's right.
the fat kids here is coming with a wad of cash and a
that's
duffel bag.
That's right.
It's going to look like a body. It may have to have rollers on it. Because we did good, 2 years ago. We came back with a lot of cigars. I came back with 485 cigars.
So did I, almost
Yep.
500. Yeah.
And,
Same here.
My target number is 850 this year.
Oof.
Ooh, that's
Bringing back 850.
Yeah,
I like your. I think I'm in your camp, Larry.
Yeah,
Well, I don't want to bring that many back because I won't have places to put them.
Yes, you do. Your humidor's empty.
Okay, well, here's the problem.
Get a
You-
fucking ice chest.
That's true.
I got 25 ice chests, man. I'll loan you one.
Thank you. But the issue, though, is I can't pack the humidor because there won't be the air circulation.
You may have to get another. You may have to get a humid unit on top and bottom.
Or you
Then that takes away from space for cigars.
get another humidor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 4 tabletops. Get those things. You got time to season them and get them cranked up and get them ready.
That reminds me, yeah,
Get
I
the whole
definitely
wall.
need to.
Get it built in.
Tell Tiny Wife you need one of the closets in the house and have Hughes convert it to a humidor.
Oh, yeah, because I have plenty of closet space now.
Yeah,
Just saying, man.
yeah, that's right. Take one of her closets. See how that goes for you.
Yeah, that'll work out real well.
You know, the thing is, so I smoke a lot of. I'm more to the, and that was probably because I smoked non-filter cigarettes for a lot of years. So I think I'm more, my palate's more for the strong, for something that's really bold. But like I said, I've smoked light cigars that I like. Very few, truthfully. I'm definitely, I try to stay no lower than medium body cigars. That's just me. I mean, that's not for everybody, but
Well, no, it's true because, when I started smoking, you met me when I first came in here. Sorry about that. But I started in light.
yeah.
And I now prefer, and this is 11 years of smoking cigars now, I now prefer medium to full-bodied because there's a lot of light cigars where I just don't get anything. There's no flavor
you're
there.
exactly
And
right.
I want something there to enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'll still go over to the Connecticut's because there's times I want light. I don't want anything real heavy.
Yeah.
But then, normally it's the medium body, full body cigars.
Yeah.
But I have no problem going to a Connecticut on days where I'm just not feeling, a dark cigar, in Maduro.
I love watching guys come in here. They freaking, I don't smoke. They don't smoke much. And then you see, I saw one kid in there and they gave him a chisel. It's like, that's not a good idea, dude. Oh, no, wait, I smoke.
Okay.
He turned color. That white boy watched him turn freaking beige. And then he got up and walked out and he was puking out in the flower bed out there.
Oh,
Yeah.
you hate to see that.
Yeah.
Well, kind of depends on the person.
Yeah. Sometimes we might just be an asshole and give them one on purpose.
Oh, yeah. There's been a few of those.
I ride a Harley with only one spring in the seat. I can do this. Like, whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Here, try the Kristoff Triple Maduro.
Yeah. I cure cancer.
There was one that I was frustrated with, not the Kristoff. You remember 10 years ago the Camacho Triple Maduro
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
versus
yeah.
the Camacho Triple Maduro
I love-
now?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Not the same.
not the same.
Yeah, night and day different
Night and day.
cigars.
And that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, that was a solid cigar. The original Triple Maduro was amazing.
Yeah. It was. And a lot of the Camachos, I bought a few, and I bought them online because I always liked the Camacho, but they're not the. My wife says, "You sure you're going to buy a whole box?" I said, "No, I'm just going to buy a sampler of 5 and see how I like them." And I just got some Triple Maduros. I haven't opened them up, but I bought a 5-pack because
They're not bad.
And I,
Yeah.
nothing against Camacho.
No.
It's just you know, and I understand that this is a live product. You know, you got natural, and it's different from year to year.
Absolutely.
I get it. But yeah, they had a run
farmers.
there about 10, 12 years ago.
Yep.
For 3 or 4 years. That triple Maduro was just. You better buckle up because it's gonna set you back.
I think at that point it was even the LFD weren't as strong at that point. That triple Maduro was a pretty good barn burner.
Yeah. I like those.
But I've been doing this long enough now that, you know, you tell people, hey, if you're going to go with a, you know, double Maduro or triple Maduro, make sure you've had a good meal and do that.
Yeah.
Dude, I can fire up one of those Kristoff triple Maduros at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's me too.
Before I've had my first cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And it don't even slow me down anymore.
Oh, you have it with coffee.
Yeah.
That's the move right there.
But I drink coffee all day, every day. It could be 40 degrees, could be 140. I'm drinking coffee. That's just.
I drink coffee before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Takes me an hour to fall asleep, but I still.
Yeah. See, I don't have that problem.
But I mean, I sleep fine. I mean, I drank coffee last night at 9 o'clock. My wife made me coffee, and I still.
I worked graveyards for so long, it don't matter. I can go to sleep hanging upside down by my feet in a meat locker with a 100-watt bulb in my face and a radio blaring. It don't matter. I'm out in 3
Here's
minutes.
a segment for the show. Can Larry sleep here?
Oh, hey. I don't know. You keep talking, probably.
So, Pat, we always ask our guests when they join us.
You do?
Yeah. Can you remember and tell us about your first cigar experience?
I do. I remember it well. The Tom and Elaine are friends of mine. Elaine, and I've known him from years. I knew him through my buddy Boston and from Narcotics Anonymous and just years and years ago. He's a big, tall Asian guy, which is unusual for him to be 6 foot freaking 4. And
Does he know Roy?
No, but I've told people about Roy. And Roy's Korean, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Which is unusual for him to be that size.
Yeah.
But
Especially because I met both his parents.
yeah. So Elaine, she does our taxes. She's been doing them for 20 years. And Tom, I've known all that. He's a Harley rider. And we always used to go on rides everywhere up in the foothills and stuff. And I had just quit smoking cigarettes when we were building a prison up in Hurlong, Nevada. Well, it's actually, you go 395 north, you go out of California, but then you come back in. It's up by the Army base, a federal prison up there. And I was smoking still. So when I was hauling filters, because the elevators for the housing units were not working yet, they had out those hard steel outside stairs on the outside of the building. And in between each floor was where all the air handlers that required the filters. So I was having to haul these fucking boxes up. So the last day, it was a Friday, I got to the top of the stairs of the housing unit. It was like 4 floors. And I'm fucking just huffing, you know, and I pull a cigarette out of my fucking pocket. And I'm like, and it's like a light bulb went on. What the fuck are you doing? So I drove home because I was staying in Reno, went home that weekend, grabbed my freaking carton of cigarettes, put them in the sink, fucking threw them in the garbage, and was done. But then we were on a ride, and Tom smoked. He was already a cigar smoker. He knew, do you remember, God, what was his name? He was a black guy. He was a friend of Gar's. I don't know if you knew Gar and Carl. You did.
I did.
I can't remember his name. He had the cigar shop downtown. And he was a welder. And he did stuff in the back. God, they're friends of ours, and I can't remember. He's married to I don't know what it is with the brothers. They're all married to white girls. And he's married, he works in probation, or he was a parole officer, and his wife, Smitty, outspoken, redhead, ginger, white girl. She was a corrections officer.
Yeah. And she was no joke.
She was
man.
no joke.
She'd light you up, man. She'd never even met you, man. She'd look you up and down and tell you what was wrong with you.
I want to say Roy, but it's not Roy. Floyd. And so anyway, point being, Tom used to go there all the time, and we're out on a ride, and he says, "Hey, you want to try a cigar?" And he gave me, I think we were riding up foothills, and we stopped at some bar and gave me my first cigar. I don't even remember what the cigar was. So I said, "Oh, boy, he said, don't inhale, you know." So, and then stupid me, there was a little cigar store in Auburn, in a little strip mall in old Auburn. So I went in there and he had some, I didn't know what the fuck I was buying. So I grabbed it. I thought, well, I'll buy one and make two out of it. And I grabbed my cutter. You know, he gave me a cutter. And I fucking cut it right down the middle. So I had two cigars. You know, stupid. I didn't know at the time. But so I started smoking. Then we were doing a prison in Coalinga. And one of the insulators was another cigar. That's when I think when I first started coming in here. But yeah, it was a good experience since, you know, that was my first. It's funny that I would remember the one guy, the one time that he gave me a cigar and started me smoking, you know. But,
Yeah. Well, that's always the way it starts, is someone gets you into it and then you get hooked.
Yep.
And I mean, because when I came in here, it was frickin' Hector was still here.
Yep.
You know,
Me too.
That piece of shit.
Wow.
Man.
And the
See,
little,
you guys missed out
Wow,
on Hector,
man.
man.
oh, dude, that guy.
You
It's
talk
hard to
about-
believe that guy was a frickin' highway patrolman.
It's hard to believe that a business could survive in spite of the person running it. Mm-hmm. Hector was no joke, man. He gave zero shits. You could walk in here, hey, how you doing? Fuck you. What do you want? It's like, wow.
So Hanson learned from him, huh?
Oh no, Hector was on a whole different level than Hanson.
Yeah.
But after meeting Hanson and getting to know Hanson, I'm thinking it's a highway patrol thing, man. I'm thinking that job just turns you into a bitter son of a bitch.
I think it probably does, you know. And for me, I never would hang out because I think I was still in the motorcycle club at the time when I first started coming in here, you know. And then Hanson was in there, and I'd see. I never thought I'd be hanging out with cops, but Hanson ended up being one of my best friends. You know,
Yeah.
Eric, him and Dave Nardoni, and even Frenchie before he moved to Nevada. You know, it's like, how the fuck am I? I'd tell Francis, it's like, dude, you were at a motorcycle club years back, and now you're riding everywhere with frickin' highway patrolmen. Yeah. But yeah, Hector, that guy, what a fucking piece of work he was. But I loved coming here, and when I was in Coalinga for 3.5 years, I would leave on Sunday, so I was only home for Saturday. I finished the project in Hurlong. I remember the day I finished. I closed out that trailer, got rid of all the furniture and the desks, and they came and got the trailer. I hopped in my van. I didn't even stop. I passed Forest Hill exit, and we had just bought our first house up there. Drove right past it, right to Coalinga. Went from one project and drove right down to the next one, and then another 3 years out of town. And but I would come here on Sundays. My wife said, "You going down?" I said, "Yeah." I'd come here at noon, and I would leave by 3 to get to Coalinga by 6:30. I'll get to my trailer. I was living in a 32-foot Springdale in this mobile home park that the company had bought all the form in. But I would always stop here, and that was when he had the green string and the blue string and the red string.
I never got to see that.
Oh, dude, those cigars were so good.
Okay.
Yeah, they were amazing.
They were amazing. But yeah, Hector was here at that time. But I've always loved coming here. It's just,
There's something, like you, I've been to a lot of lounges in my travels with the company, and there's something about Tobacco Republic that you can't find anywhere else. And I don't know if it's the proprietor that's running it or if it's the guys that come in here, but this place is a little bit different. I mean, yeah, you're right. Every cigar lounge it's the same thing. There's just something a little special about this one.
It is. And, the only one that I've really had, I don't want to say I dislike the owner. I think he's an arrogant freaking asshole, actually. That's Dion, up in Nevada. I don't really care for the guy,
You got to know how to push the right button.
The few times I've been in there, I just didn't.
Yeah, because Pat's a button pusher,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
But you're right. But you're right about this one, and Ron is. But and when you talk to other people that know him, because I mean it's a community that all the owners know. Like Z, a lot of guys say they don't like Z. I like Z.
Oh, I like Z.
I think he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Never met him.
Yeah.
Never been there.
He's a good dude.
I knew
He's a
him.
good dude.
I met Z when he had the spot across from where he is now, around the corner from TJ's.
Yes.
Yeah, he had just opened up the shop, and I was actually with my second wife, and I was talking to him. Real cool cat.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
You know, I didn't remember when William. I didn't. You know, William had already been done with the store there off Douglas. There.
Yeah, that's where I started.
By Borders Books. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where I started. Yeah. He had a dude working in there that was probably close to 7 feet tall. And Ron, the proprietor here, will remember the name because the guy worked here for just a minute after Ron took over. And he always wore a tuxedo shirt in William's place over there on Douglas. And you go in there, and whatever cigar this cat was smoking, that was his favorite cigar.
Okay, which one, Douglas? Was that the one by the 7-Eleven?
No, next door to Borders Books.
No,
Oh,
you're
okay.
talking by Verizon.
It used to be the one you're
Jerry's.
the one they're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's the one.
The one they're talking about used to be. It was right next door to the Dos Coyotes. That's in next to where the old Borders used to be.
Where the old boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
It was Old Havana.
Yeah.
What it was called.
Gotcha.
As William.
Yeah. And that's where I got started really purchasing cigars. I went in there. My wife, we stopped at Borders. She had a book that had come in, and I went next door. I needed to get something for a friend of mine. A guy I'd worked with that helped me out on a project at our house, and he was a clove smoker. And so I went in there, and hey, what do you have for cloves? And they did. They had they had stuff from all over the world that you couldn't get.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, hey man, I got a guy that he smokes cloves. I want to get him something he couldn't find, at the corner gas station.
Right.
And this guy had to be 7 foot tall, man. And he's down on his hands and knees digging. Underneath in the bottom of the cabinet. And he goes, here, guarantee you, I don't care who he is, where he's from, what he smoked, he's never seen these. And sure enough, my buddy John had never seen him. He's like, oh, these are great, And he'd smoke them. So it smelled like he was smoking a Christmas tree.
Oh, God.
And we worked in a warehouse back then, and huge building, hundreds of thousands of square feet, 60-foot ceilings, and you could smoke. You weren't supposed to, but we did.
Yeah.
So cruising around, 2-man order picker, John smoking a clove, stinking the whole place up. I don't know how you're going to be sly like this.
Yeah.
480,000 square feet, and you can smell it, man.
Smell that clove.
Oh, God, it was terrible. But he was happy, so what the hell.
Ron he's different than all the rest. That's the one thing, he's always willing to help. And when I got hurt and when I broke my back and I came in finally after I was able to, and I never told anybody, he flat out, I told a couple of people, but I grabbed what I was going to smoke and I went up to Bay and said, you don't have to pay for anything. He said, you don't have to pay for anything till you're back to work. And I thought, you don't have to do that. He said, nope. Anything you want, anytime, however many it is, I'm not taking your money, until you're back to work. Which, fuck. I mean, that's the type of guy he is.
Right.
He's just a great guy. I know you remember. I mean, he used to carry tabs in here, $600, $700, $800, $1,000 tabs people were running. I mean, there was people taking advantage of them, running their tab up that high. I mean, we all run tabs, but we always try to close out. He doesn't do it anymore, but holy shit, I couldn't believe some of the tabs. Yeah, John Stark was a perfect example. I mean, just nonstop.
Yep.
But that was his nature.
Well, and that was that. I think that's one of the things that if you're astute at all, you notice. And Pat and I've been coming in here like you said since before Ron purchased the place, and one of the best examples of just what kind of person Ron is Whitey.
Yep.
Whitey, you've heard us talk about Whitey on the show before. World War II vet.
Yeah, what a great guy.
And Whitey,
I miss that guy.
never he never sat down in this lounge until after his wife passed.
Yeah.
And he'd pull in, leave the car running, come in and get 2 or 3 cigars, and be right back out because she didn't want it. She didn't want to be in, with all the smoke. And then we didn't see Whitey for quite a while. And when he did finally come in, Ron found out that his wife had passed. And he was all by himself. He didn't have any other family in this area.
Yeah.
And he kind of just ended up being a fixture here. I mean, he did everything from going and shopping for the for the sodas and waters at Costco, and just he ended up just literally every day he was a fixture at this place. And I firmly believe, and you will never be able to change my mind till the day I die, that this place kept Whitey alive.
It absolutely
I
did.
totally agree with you.
Because it gave him a purpose, man. He'd come down here and he would give you a ration of shit.
Yeah.
It did not matter. One of my favorite stories about Whitey, when they first redid this shop, because it was rough for a minute, man.
Yeah.
Pat's in the mechanical business. He's the one that put the air recovery in this place so you can actually stand it. You can turn the air on.
Yeah, we'd sit here before where you couldn't see. He could be sitting right there. We couldn't see each other. But we still kept coming in.
Oh, yeah, but it was rough, man.
It was rough. And the ugly carpet.
Yeah. Oh, they had this just indoor-outdoor carpet that was just beat to hell, and lawn furniture.
Oh, yeah. I hear the
wicker,
stories about
patio
that.
chairs.
The wicker. But Ron didn't have, everybody thought, other people that came in, it's like, oh, it's filthy shit, People think he made a lot of money. He didn't make a lot of money.
No, man.
He wasn't making money.
But right after they did the remodel in here, we got bamboo hardwood floor now, got nice leather couches and chairs.
Yeah.
It was within a few days. They had kind of, not really a re-grant, but it just, hey, come in and check the place out with the new stuff. And it's packed, right? And I'm sitting here on the other end of this couch I'm sitting now, closest to the front door. And Whitey comes cruising in, and he's doing his little spiel. He brought in some waters and some Cokes. He's going around emptying ashtrays, and he's at the back of the shop. There's 30 people in here. Everybody's talking. Whitey, 171 years old, hearing aids in both ears. And he's in the back of the shop by the bathroom door, and there's a little fridge and a dishwasher. And I said to the guy sitting across from me on the other couch, I said, man, check out Whitey go, man. He's got the shuffle on high. I hope I'm getting around half as good when I'm his age. And without missing a beat, man, Whitey turns around and goes, hey, kid, don't sell yourself short. You're getting around half as good now. Dude, everybody in this place fell out, and I'm just like, damn, man. A, I was impressed that he heard that, and B, hammered me with both barrels.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, he was quite a character, man.
Yeah.
And everybody took from Gene to Alan,
Yeah.
when his driving days were up.
Yeah.
Rich and I, there would be a couple
you
nights where
guys.
there'd be a couple nights a month where Rich would go close the shop and he'd go, okay, I'm going to go pick up Whitey and we're going to have dinner. I'm like, can I tag along? He's like, yeah. And we'd go have a meal with him just to hang out and, take cigars over to him when he got to the point where he wasn't ambulatory well enough to come down here anymore. We'd take stuff up to him so he'd have stuff to enjoy. He was just such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Roll into the Starbucks up there on 49. And
They all knew him.
Oh,
and, come up to, you go in and you walk up to order, what kind of coffee I get you today? I don't need a coffee today. I'd like to get a $20 gift card. And after I did that 2 or 3 times, you know everybody in there. And Whitey knew every coffee girl in
he
3
did.
towns by their first name. He was no joke, man. Whitey, he could
A
schmooze.
few of them were like, hey, whatever you need, let me know. We'll bring it to you.
Oh, yeah.
So we'd go up. I'd go up there every once in a while and get a coffee card and just, hey, put Whitey's name on this. Next time he comes in, just buy him coffee. So the girls did that a lot, and they were cool about it.
Yeah.
And
It was a big family for him.
Yeah,
I still remember when we had the memorial after he passed, you standing on the old couch here giving that speech, and it was just brilliant.
Ah,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
No, it's
it's well worth it for him.
and there's not guys like Whitey anymore,
No.
man. I mean, he's just
No,
he was just a hardcore old cat, man, and he was just a solid old guy, man.
But it circles back to the cigar shop, the community. And I'm sure in whatever folks do, there's a community to it. But to me, the cigar shop is its own unique, special community. We look out for each other. We take care of each other.
Yeah.
It's like if you have ever had the chance to visit Tobacco Republic and you look at the wall that's behind Greg and Larry, it's like, friends of ours who have passed, man. And, you look at that and you're just like, it means something because the cats, like the biggest picture up there is our buddy Steve Chaton.
Yep.
And that was a beautiful man right there. Real cool cat. Done a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And he was just a beautiful dude. And when he was sick, and I'm just not even going to mince words, when he was dying, he come in here, man, in his walker, sit back, kick back, never freaking complained.
Nope.
I mean, I think probably about 2 months or so before he passed away, this cat got hit by a car a car.
In the hospital parking lot?
In the hospital parking lot. When he's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And he's telling the story, laughing, and then bitching about the $2,000 hospital bill.
To drive him 300 yards.
Yeah.
That's how you know our healthcare system. It was $2,000 to take him from the back door to the front door.
But yeah, you're right though. They're the family in here with all these guys that are on the wall. I mean, Leon Leon was Leon.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is I liked Leon. He was different, but I really liked. I thought because I wasn't real. I'm not getting politics, but I wasn't real conservative at the time. And I said, I bet you got a picture of Sean Hannity above your bed. And I used to tell him. The funny thing is when I first got down where I'm at now I have an apartment down there now in San Ramon, but I was living in the extended stay for a freaking couple years at least. And I'm laying in bed watching the election. This is the only politics I'm going to, when Trump was running. And I remember watching the numbers coming up, and it was like 11 o'clock. It's like, fuck, I can't stay up. I got to get up at 5 or 4 or whatever. I went to bed, and I turned on the news the next morning, and he had won. And the first thing I did, I don't know why, I knew he was so for him to win. I freaking had Leon's number. I fucking texted him. I said, I can't fucking believe it. It was like 4:30. He says, I know, he won. And he fucking answered,
Yeah, at 4:30 in the morning.
I fucking couldn't believe that he answered. But, he was a good guy. It was a shame to see him. He was a young man, that passed away. But, all these guys that have, been in the shop.
You got Gerard
Barnaby Jones, man.
Yep.
That's Barnaby
There
Jones.
you go.
That's
I like that.
My nickname for him.
And then you got Rick.
And Rick,
It's
Too soon. That was
way
that
too
was
soon.
Too fucking soon, man. I remember that morning, and
That was a hard one.
I remember that phone call from you, and it was miserable.
Yep.
yeah.
But
we see all sorts of people in here. That's
Yeah.
what,
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
This guy's made a good, quite an impression.
yeah,
in
and
his
everyone on that wall, you make one phone call and they're there.
Yep.
They would be there in a heartbeat, no questions
doubt.
asked.
No doubt. Well, we're coming towards the
Coming to
end
full
now.
circle here. So,
Yeah.
so thoughts, you guys, on the original you're smoking?
Still quite the tasty smoke. Are you getting toasted almonds? Because when I was reading some of the description and synopsis on the cigar, do you get like toasted almonds and the sweetness?
I get the sweetness. For me, I don't get the toasted almond.
See, just the opposite for me. I'm getting the toasted almonds, not so much a sweetness until I have a little bit of I have some Macallan 12 and kind of intermingles with it. Then I get that sweetness, and it's quite nice.
Yeah,
really.
it's quite a good smoke, and I'm not a big Kristoff smoker.
Yeah, I don't
I
do a lot of
I think I
Kristoffs.
may have one in my humidor, if that. But I do like it.
Right on.
Yeah.
How about you guys? How you guys doing with that?
Good. This has been a steady smoke throughout. I think a little better because I had a meal this morning, so that kind of medium body is going good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm happy with it. I run Kristoff quite a bit, so I'm always happy with what what I grab out of their line.
And like Pat, I'm not normally a Kristoff smoker, but it just, like I said at breakfast, I think this is what I'm going to smoke for the show because I have a nice breakfast and we're good to go. But it's true, with the Corojo Limitada, Corojo and Cameroon are two of my favorite leaves for their flavor profiles. So it can't be beat. I mean, it's the great flavor. You've got the Honduran and the Nicaraguan below it on subtle notes. It just makes for a great cigar. And I think, if it's something that you guys haven't tried, head down to that local brick and mortar, hand them some cash, keep them in business, and try out one of the Kristoff lines. I think you'll like them.
Without a doubt. Well, looks like my smoke's down to the nub and the scotch glass is empty, so I think it's about that time.
Is it really empty?
It truly is.
Nice.
All 4 fingers?
Wow.
Yeah, big thank you there.
And then big gorilla fingers, too.
What, Grape Ape? Thanks a freaking lot.
Hey, you said that, I didn't.
So, hey. Back to what I was saying, I want to thank our audience out there. And on behalf of myself, Larry, Shep, and our guest, Pat, hey, thank you for listening. Check us out on LumaCigarCartel.com. Like and share us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Hey, if you want to see the video, check us out on YouTube under Luma Cigar Cartel. And if you get a chance, drop us a line. Let us know you guys are out there. I'm Scott Robinson, and on behalf of all of us here at Beyond the Humidor, we look forward to chatting with you on the next episode. So until then, take care, stay healthy, and good smoke, good drink, and good life.